Gamer Braves.
Sharpen your axes, it's time to be a Viking. This is Juan Amiral from Gamer Braves, and today we're taking a look at the all-new Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Before we continue, our thanks to Ubisoft for the review code. With that out of the way, let's get into the game. Admittedly, it's been a while since I've touched the Assassin's Creed series. I was a huge fan of Brotherhood, but I dropped off around Assassin's Creed 3 because the game's annual releases got too overwhelming. Valhalla is among the games no longer bound to an annual cycle, and the extra development time shows. You play as Eivor, the gender-customizable Viking leading the tribe to conquer England after being forced to leave Norway. Along the way, you'll need to form alliances, as well as defeat the Ancient Ones, a group suspiciously familiar to the Templars of the older Assassin's Creed games. It's also following in the footsteps of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, in that it's way more RPG than stealth game. Don't worry, we're not gonna dock its score because of any hang-ups we might have for Ezio. Sweet Ezio. But it's important to bring this up for anyone else like me who might have been expecting another stealth game and is gonna be surprised to see Eivor out in broad daylight cleaving through enemies. Though I guess it still counts as stealth if no one's alive to sound the alarm. As an RPG, Valhalla is definitely one of the good ones. You have all manner of things to do in England, from building your settlement to managing your alliances. Alliance systems are one of the coolest things you can put in an RPG, so I'm glad Ubisoft have added it to Valhalla. Decisions you make here matter, with the outcome of many of your choices having serious ramifications, including but not limited to who will be able to join your group. I appreciate the care that went into making some of these factions cool too. There are several kingdoms all vying for control of England, and you'll want to make sure you choose which ones to help. Naturally, they don't all get along with each other, so you're gonna want to make sure you practice your high school clique game, because people will give you the stink eye for not siding with them. Of course, you're not just vying for the approval of a bunch of English kings. You can also get on your longboat and go raiding with your clan, even customizing your own Jomsviking, which is kind of like a lieutenant to go raiding with. We didn't get to try it out, but apparently you can send these to your friends, helping them out with their raids too. After all, it's a Viking without a good clan to back them up. Combat in this game is pretty decent. Considering I played through Brotherhood, pretty decent is a huge step up for the Assassin's Creed series. The game uses a stamina system where you have to manage dodging and blocking around how much stamina you have left. Of course, getting in some quick light attacks also fills up your stamina bar, so there's no excuse for waiting around while circle strafing your enemy to look for an opening. There's plenty of high skill options too, as you can time your blocks to get some sick parries in. You'll mainly be damaging your opponent's poise for the most part, trying to get them off balance with your attacks and parries. Once you do though, blam, said the lady. Of course, there's way more to the combat than just that. It's an RPG of course, and you can have various skills affect how you want to fight, letting you shoot targets with your bow or even actually assassinating them. You also have progression-based skill trees, with multiple branches letting you tech into the skills you need based on your playstyle. You can also customize Eivor's loadout with multiple weapons, including dual-wielding swords and axes, or using both hands to wield even bigger swords and axes. I really like this combat system, especially since you can always get skills to suit your gameplay style. That being said, sometimes you'll face an enemy who just refuses to play ball, and you can get stuck doing the samba of combat until someone decides to leave an opening. You also can't assassinate enemies a higher level than you, which is a bit of a gripe. Look man, I snuck up on you. I should get to stab you. Oh god, it's going to take me out of context, isn't it? Like other Assassin's Creeds before it, Valhalla is a large open world with plenty to do. This really isn't a gripe on the game itself, but it can be overwhelming if you're the type to compulsively need to try everything. There's dice games, building your settlements, drinking games, raids, sieges, story quests, side quests. Basically, it's gonna be a long one. By virtue of being such a big open world though, you're gonna run into some bugs. If you're a seasoned open world player, you've probably got a high tolerance for these, but story-hungry players may suffer seeing what's supposed to be big moments undercut by a character belly sliding across the screen. It's not like these are entirely bad things, but they definitely would affect certain types of players more than others. That being said, Assassin's Creed Valhalla gets a powerful 8 out of 10. It's a great RPG, with enough new in the series to make it stand out from the huge archive of past Assassin's Creed games. It's also very welcoming for all sorts of players thanks to the multitude of ways you can play this game. The mixture of fun mini-games and more essential side objectives makes it so that there's always something to do in Valhalla, even if you're tired and not in the mood to conquer England just yet. Even as a classic Assassin's Creed fan, it's great that the game is leaning in more to its RPG side, providing not just an RPG-flavored Assassin's Creed, but an RPG that can stand on its own 2 feet. Anyways, that's my longboat. Time to go. Thanks again to Ubisoft for letting us get our hands on this game without the help of a raiding party. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is available for PC, Stadia, PS4, Xbox One, as well as their next-gen counterparts from November 10th, 2020. This has been Juan Amaral from Game Braves, signing off.
Hey guys, if you like our content, do like and follow our page. Also, select See First to get the latest game news and updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and select on the notify button to get notified to our latest gameplay trailers. Don't miss out!